Yo, hip hop heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction, man. 50 Cent attacks EBRO and got him fired at HOT97 after blaming him for ruining New York hip hop. Shout out to Chick Smooth with the article, man. We about to react. This is hip hop heist. Let's get right to it, man. Hit that like and subscribe, and yeah, go follow Chick Smooth too. We appreciate him bringing us this article. It's Hip Hop Heist TV. Let's get right to it.
How it goes when it rains or pours. EBRO is officially going through his own 20v1. After getting fired from HOT97, every single day he wakes up, somebody else is on social media attacking him. From Drake to DJ Vlad to academics to older rappers, and now the worst enemy you could ever possibly have, 50 Cent. This man did so much damage to New York radio that he just cannot catch a break. You know it's bad when you leave a job or you get fired and everybody is mostly happy that you're not there anymore. Usually when good people get fired, people say, nah man, nah him, he should never have lost that job. That company is gonna miss him. But
ooh, let's break that down. Yeah, I feel like that's true. Imagine if it was, we're in day 4 of somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody new talking about EBRO. Now it's 50 Cent. I mean, we know what 50 Cent, he always part of the beef, but at the same time, did he really get him fired? It's possible. I mean, it's possible. I'm sure his word rings bells, right? Like in the industry and in these industries. But I guess we'll have to keep watching this and find out. But yeah, man, I just think EBRO really catching slack because there's nobody really to come out and say, bro, like this is crazy, bro. That job belonged to EBRO. Like nobody's coming out to say that, and that's kind of letting you know that if he really was loved or if he was really dope at it, you would think everybody, the same people that's hating, would be those people that is bigging him up, but it's just not happening like that. And so, yeah, man, whether it's hate for him personally or hate for the whole show, I think, which ultimately stems from love, right? Hate and love. But I think if bro is just maybe wasn't doing his job, you know what I mean? And that's what we about to find out. So let's see. 50 Cent attacks EBRO and says he got him fired. Let's get right to it.
when it comes to EBRO, everybody is saying good riddance, HOT97. Thank you for saving New York radio. Now, yesterday, EBRO and Rosenberg were having a conversation about who exactly it was that ruined New York hip-hop. I know, it's crazy, guys. The radio gatekeepers don't think radio gatekeeping is the reason why New York hip-hop was ruined. Imagine somebody that's been gangbanging their whole life, that just went on a whole shootout last month and killed people, come out and tell you, hey, man, we gotta come together to stop the violence in this city. Nigga, it's you. You're the violence. Now, EBRO said he blamed 50 Cent for not wanting to come together and work with any New York artists. Here's what he said.
I told 50 he ruined New York hip-hop. He spun it back around on me talking about I ruined New York hip-hop, and then all of his fans and fanatics ran with that. But first it was 50 Cent who ruined New York hip-hop. Y'all know. Nobody wanted to work together. People who was already popping in the city was like, everybody was hemming and hawing and soft shoeing because nobody wanted to work together because 50 Cent was so popping. So that's where that narrative comes from. Now, Rosenberg, if we were to really go through the documentation of the amount of opportunity given to New York rappers in my term or in my tenure at HOT97, how do you think I would fare when you really grade it?
It's not even true that 50 quote unquote ruined New York hip hop, but he did it more than you did. Neither of you did, by the way. The problem was writing. And people, I did it again. It's people copycatting other people. And when New York lost its creativity and wanted to start sounding like the South, that to me is when things fell off a cliff. It really wasn't about any program director or one artist. It was about lazy people, lazy DJs too. lazy DJs who were like, nah, the hot thing's Atlanta.
But one, I also think to some degree you would factor in there the internet.
You ran with the narrative because you thought it was fun and good promo. But
no, I love it. I mean, but it was me and 50 going back and forth.
Right, and that's a fun thing to do. But the truth is, it was a completely invalid statement. It was 50 being Trump, which he is in a lot of ways. 50 was Trump. He knows he divided hip-hop, and so he turned it on someone else. It was complete nonsense, but you ran with it because it was fun.
Well, just like he's been doing all year long, 50 Cent responded back to EBRO. 50 said, "That's why I put in the word to have your show taken off the air. You can't just go around saying nasty things about people." Now, I'm not...
All right, 50 Cent said, "That's why I put a word in to have your show taken off the air." Man, he said you can't go around just saying nasty things about people. I believe that 50 Cent did put in a word. I could see that. I mean, I could see him talking a deal behind the table too, to where he's off the radio for sure, but it ain't nothing to just put in a little word. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could see that happening for sure. It's Fifth, you know.
I'm gonna try to fact check if 50 actually had a hand in EBRO getting fired up there, because knowing 50, he probably did. But when it comes to New York radio, EBRO, you gotta take accountability, brother. For many years, a lot of us that lived in the tri-state would always hear DJs saying, "Yo, I don't control the music that we play on the station. EBRO does." EBRO was the one who had pull up there at the station. So that means if he wanted to keep putting New York music at the forefront, he would have done so. 50 Cent is not the only artist from New York. If he refused to work with New York artists, there's a bunch of other artists you can choose from. But instead, EBRO chose to glaze and play only trap music and drill music, which made a lot of New York artists feel like, well, if I want to get my song played on the radio, that means I gotta start making drill music and trap music like Southern rappers. And of course, payola also played a huge part in it. When radio DJs started getting paid to play music, it was pretty much over at that point. That's when it became about whose label had more money to spend than the actual talent of the artist. Now, remember earlier in the video when I told you guys a lot of these older artists are coming out and attacking EBRO? Well, Saigon came out yesterday and he actually blamed EBRO for pretty much destroying and blackballing his career. Saigon posted this old picture with him and EBRO. He said, "The only reason I am happy to see EBRO finally out of that specific position is because he was definitely using his personal feelings to hinder motherfuckers' lives and careers. Anyone who has followed my career knows how this guy single-handedly destroyed what I had worked my whole life for. Those who don't know, long story short, on this day we took this picture in the Hamptons, I played him a verse Jay-Z had given me before anybody because I knew he was the program director at HOT97. And I assumed we were friends. I told him how Atlantic Records was a radio-driven label and they weren't gonna put my album until I had what they considered a radio hit, and Jay-Z saved the day for me. Thanks again, Hove. EBRO knew how much this record meant to me. Imagine Canon Drake's verse on Versace. Ouch. I can remember vividly something on his face told me he wasn't happy for me. God damn, EBRO, say it ain't so. Like I didn't deserve a Jay-Z feature, even after years and years of grinding to get my name out there. To sum it up, a few weeks later, I get into a little scuffle with Mobb Deep at SOB's club. No blood, no cops, no injuries, no cancellations. They still performed after I escaped the ass whooping I would have gotten had I not defended myself. The next day, I get a call from Atlantic Records CEO, not happy at all. He said EBRO told him I was banned from HOT97 for an entire year and none of my music could be played. That's where the relations with Atlantic and I went super bad. They wouldn't invest another penny in me. I called and asked EBRO why he would do that, knowing all I had been through to get to that point, and he said it's my policy. He said we banned 50 when his people shot the game at the station. He said we banned Nori when they had a shootout at the station too. He was comparing a light scuffle where I was attacked and defending myself with my fist to motherfuckers having shootouts at the actual radio station. Wow. My heart knew he just didn't feel like I deserved to win.
Yo, man, that's this industry, bro. That's, again, it goes back to that shit happens so much. Like, I could think of 2 stories about artists that I know from LA that have been, because of, I mean, third party issue with someone else, like their career has gotten cut short. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't in that, intermediate, if you ain't sitting at that table, at that desk of this industry, it's like there are pockets of the industry, right? Like, cause Ebro's just a pocket. He had a job at the radio station. It just made me think of another. Like, recently, a lady at a radio station was like, "Man, make sure your artist got money." I'm like, "Bruh, you don't know what is going on." And why would you even say that out loud? Or on the internet? That was crazy to me. This lady, she had just got her little gig at the radio. Yeah. And but I'm like, you can't say that on the internet. That just doesn't make sense, But obviously, there's still people like that to this day, man. I mean, there's still people like that to this day that is not in it for the love or for the light or for the music, for the art. They in it to get paid only and to get power, right? Power corrupts, so... and that's what Saigon is saying that EBRO did. EBRO's power corrupted a lot of people, a lot of artists, in their careers. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, that's got to be rough for Saigon. I mean, now his karma, I'm sure he's saying karma's, that's what it is. Like, maybe man, I haven't heard from Saigon in a minute, right? Saigon used to be, he rap, so it's crazy that they wouldn't play his music on there. And timing is everything. Atlantic Records stopped messing with him because of that year. He said that's where the relations with Atlantic and I went super bad. They wouldn't invest another penny in me. So in that time, EBRO banned him for a year, wouldn't play his music, and in that time, Atlantic that's when they wanted the radio hit. And had EBRO like talk to him maybe, man to man, and that's another thing, is taking the personal beefs into this business. Like, Saigon's career for sure got cut short, and if this is the reason why, I mean, that could have all been talked about. You feel what I'm saying? That could have all been, that's a conversation away from everyone winning again, you know what I mean? But look, and now, I don't know, man, you got to be good to people throughout your life, because you're gonna feel you're gonna feel every angle of every person, of every situation. Like, you're gonna be able to see the perception of every view of type of person in life at some point in life. So I think that a lot of people are thinking that EBRO deserves all this, deserves this shaming, this clowning, the firing. So yeah, let's keep going though. We in it. Shout out Chigs.
About that shit for like 15 years. My whole life would have been different had he not done that. Anyway, I still don't want to see another man down, regardless to what he did to me. Stay up, EBRO. So there you guys go. This is just one of, I'm sure, many stories from an artist out there who all feel like EBRO fucked up their music career. Basically, if EBRO did not fuck with you, your music was not getting any spins on Hot 97. I'm sure we're going to get more and more stories like these. You guys get in the comments below. Do you guys think 50 had something to do with EBRO getting fired? And also, in your own opinion, who do you guys think ruined New York hip-hop radio? Like this video, subscribe to my channel.
That's man, such a great take, man. Yeah, man, I think I don't think one person, but I think one gatekeeper can do a lot, and if their attitude is wrong, if they only just want the money and the power, it's gonna corrupt. But if you're doing it for the love and you really doing it to put people on, like the best way to get the most longevity of the word power and the meaning is to give it back. Put as many people on as you can. At the end of the day, those people have a moment. You know, those people can say that about you. That's really all it is. You want the most power, put people on. Help people out. Help people learn how, teach people how to be better and get a check. You know what I mean? And when you're remembered for that, you know, they'll remember you forever. Be good to people like that. That's how that really works. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, man, this Hip Hop Heist TV, we about to get out of here. Appreciate y'all watching, man. We just talking. You know what we do, man. Hip Hop Heist TV, like and subscribe. Go get that sticker, $5.55 on the channel store tab. Yeah, man. Everybody that's copped it so far, we appreciate you there. And yeah, be happy, be healthy, do what you got to do to survive, like Pac said. But also, man, be of service, help somebody out today. I feel like that's why we really here. So let's get to it, man. Yo, go get up.